Welcome to this Photoshop in 30 seconds tutorial brought to you by tutvid.com. Now, I've done tutorials before on smart objects, but I've never really touched on some of like the advanced edge of smart objects. They can get really complicated, but I want to try to simplify them a little bit. I want to talk about embedded versus linked smart objects and then packaging smart objects in Photoshop. It's a couple little features that are very important to keep differentiated and very, very powerful when you really kind of get on a roll with them. So this tutorial is sponsored, by the way, by WP Engine. They got the best, the fastest, the most rock-steady WordPress hosting out there. I host tutvid.com on WP Engine. Check out tutvid.com/WP-engine. The link's there on the screen and also in the description to the video. And you can go and get a little discount for the first purchase you make with WP Engine. Great stuff, good people. I recommend them. So this smart object thing in Photoshop, I want to talk about embedding and linking smart objects. Let's go ahead and place an embedded smart object in our image. So we're going to place this little water logo, and this is like a vector Photoshop file. So I can place it, and you can see this water. It kind of blends in, doesn't really look the way that maybe we wanted it to look, but we'll still send it off to the client to see what they think. Let's go to our mobile mockup here, and we're going to place an embedded version of the logo as well. But this one we're going to drag up to the top, and boom, we'll leave it there. All right, so we have our embedded logos. Let's say we send it off to the client, and they say, hey, you know what? Just flip the colors. We want water to be blue, everything else to be white. Hey, no problem, right? It's a smart object. We can double-click on the thumbnail for the smart object because it's a PSD. Note, this is 05. This water logo.psd, just like I have over here on my desktop, right? This water logo.psd. So if we turn on this layer, which I have converting everything to white, and then I want to just copy that hex code for the blue. I'm going to go to water here, and I'm going to make it the proper blue, and I'm going to commit that. I'm going to save the change. I'm going to close the PSD. Hey, look at that. Great. It's white with blue water. But the other smart object we dragged in is still the same color. In fact, if we go look at our desktop, we didn't actually change the original PSD at all. Now, this is both good and bad. It's good to know that you can place a PSD as a smart object, and when you need to edit it within the context of a single document, like right here, you're not going to actually go and edit your original PSD. That's great. But let's say that we're working with a project where obviously the logo needs to be the same no matter where it is in the project. So in this case, it might make sense to link this smart object. So here, let me show you. We can actually go to Properties and convert this to a linked smart object. But you can see what that's going to do is force us to save a new PSD. We don't really want to do that. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually just going to delete these logo files, and we're going to do this right from the get-go. So we're going to go File, and in this case, we're going to choose Place Linked. We're going to choose the same PSD, and we're going to get the same options. Yep, we're going to go ahead, just zoom that up. We'll go to the other document. We're going to place another linked PSD of our logo. We'll drag this sucker right up. Boom, great. All right, so again, we send it off to the client. Hey, change the colors. No big deal. We change that. We go back to water. We make it the nice blue. And now in this case, when we save, you can see it's the same .psd file. It changes in this document, it changes in this document, and in fact, it changes the original PSD document. So if this document's in 50 different files, as smart objects, of course, it's going to automatically be updated across all of those different files. That's really, really cool, and that's really, really helpful because you only ever have to change it once. You don't have to go to every single file and replace every single logo or graphic or whatever you're doing. Now, if you're working with this and you realize you have maybe 10 different linked smart objects in your PSD and you want to save this out to pass it along to another designer, or the client is getting the full PSD backend files, you can go File and choose Package. And when you do this, what's going to happen, you basically just choose a place for Photoshop to save this. It's going to save your PSD. Well, let's actually explore this. It's going to save, it's going to give me this 05 folder, and within this we have the PSD file saved, right, which now I've said about 4 times. But we also have a folder called Links. And within Links is going to be all of the linked PSDs that are plugged into this PSD file. So the way that embedding works is you actually take a PSD file and you force it to live just within the confines of that one PSD. When you link another file as a smart object, that file is still alive outside of the PSD and it's simply referenced by the PSD. When that file out there is edited, it automatically is updated across maybe multiple 5, 10, 15, 20, or 100 different files in which that smart object is being linked. So there's a very important differentiation between embedded and linked, and that's when and where you want to use each of them. So for the advanced little feature of using and tweaking smart objects to your advantage, that's it. Get it? Got it? Good. Nathaniel Dodson, tutvid.com. I'll catch you in the next one.